Welcome, welcome, welcome. Echoes of the Opinionated, episode 19. I'm your host, Eric D, co-host.
Big Web, how y'all doing?
All right.
Yeah.
This episode today, we are going to be talking about the mental health of America.
Yeah. You guys seen that Sky King video?
The Sky King.
Sky King.
So
documentary.
the Sky King and the mental state of America. This is actually where the guy stole the airplane and did a loop-de-loop.
Yeah.
And we have a special guest.
Good. Yeah.
Special guest. And he stole the airplane, did a loop-de-loop, and then crashed into an island.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's very interesting, his perspective on America, how he looked at it.
Yeah.
And
it's very sad.
It's very sad. It is a very sad story.
Sad.
But our main focus is not Sky King. Our main focus is the mental health of
America.
Yeah, the mental health.
Honesty of America. It's getting bad out there.
Yeah. So
like,
they have a documentary out on Hulu about the whole episode. And
it's getting a lot of attention, actually.
A lot of attention, yeah. I've seen the skits, or not the skits, but the little videos and stuff,
shorts.
like the shorts on like Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. But I never really put much thought into it until I watched the whole documentary. Like, he was troubled by the fact that even in America, like, somebody could struggle that hard, even with going to college and getting a degree and doing different things. You still can struggle and not make enough money to survive, even with proper education and things like that.
Yeah.
He made a comment in his video, to the air traffic controller, that even all that he's done in this, in his life, he still hasn't been able to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
And one of his comments was, I'm even white. Like, even though I'm white, I still can't. Now, a whole bunch of people spun that in different ways to think that he was racist, saying that.
I don't think he was.
No, he definitely was.
I don't think he was.
It was just.
I mean, the guy's on the plane.
Yeah.
And he's literally letting you know where he's about to end his life, and him bringing that up was definitely not. It was definitely not 100.
No, it wasn't racist. For me, for certain people, what they were saying was that he said basically, like, he's white and white America, like, he's entitled. Like
that's why he would say that.
That's why they were.
That's
saying,
why he would say that, because
but that's not what he was saying, though.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying that.
He wasn't saying that, but he just saying that.
He wasn't saying that.
Now it's not just for a certain class. Now it's every class.
Yeah, but he wasn't. So yeah, but he was,
especially the lower class, especially middle, lower class, depending how your life is financial.
But what I'm saying is that this is what people were saying about the comment. People were saying about the comment is that he was saying that he's white, he should be entitled to a good job in there. That's not what you're saying. Also, on the other hand, people took it, a specific group of people took it and said that, yeah, this is the reason why white people are losing their traction, they're losing their, power in the world. We need, and that's not what he was saying either. To me, when I watched it, I got the idea that he was saying that in America, that's supposed to be white America, like, you don't have, you still can't get to the top money, even if you are white. Doesn't matter.
It's like a
privilege has no color. Is what he was saying.
Privilege is like hard labor too.
Correct. Privilege has no color. To me, is what he was saying.
It doesn't.
You can be black and be privileged, come from a privileged family. You can be white and come from a privileged family. It does not. Privilege has no color.
No color. And you did mention that he went to school to get an upgrade, right? And it still wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. In fact, he was being underpaid by this company Like, I think the minimum wage was like $18 or something they were saying, I believe,
Mhm,
and then his company was only paying him 12 for the air traffic control, like
mhm.
air traffic, ground control.
Yeah. But that's super low
I
in my
guess
opinion.
for if you
2026,
no,
$12,
no,
you're guiding in
that
a
was in
plane for
2018. That was
2018. I
2018.
mean, eh,
But like, I feel like the whole scenario, it somewhat perfectly described what coping with the stresses of living
yeah,
in
yeah, that's
America
what it is. I think it's everything. All his
has
life and how he
has
lived
what it looks like
summed up
when it's left unchecked.
unchecked.
When you are living in America, if left unchecked and you don't have a coping mechanism to deal with the stresses of everyday life,
You just
um,
ain't had no support team.
no. I mean, no. I mean, I
He
mean,
was
I
married.
don't know how much he let out.
He was married.
I don't know how much he divulged to his people. And it sound from the video, sound like they didn't know. From the video, to sound like nobody knew
Yeah, it
he
sounded
was
like
dealing with it internally, as a lot of people do. A lot of people deal with this with these people. Then when you find out is when they snap, you
yeah.
know, um, which is what he did. Now, a lot of Americans, we have coping mechanisms. We know how to handle the stresses. Now, stresses of life, bills, children,
Mhm.
uh, not getting paid enough, not having good health care, um, just all of the things that,
Everything.
sickness,
Everything.
cancer. We have all of the different things in this that cause stress in your life, death. Just there's so much stress in everyday life. And as Americans, just in regular life, there's stress. But what most people have is coping mechanisms. And whether it's, most people have hobbies. Most people have hobbies to deal with,
Mhm.
but other people do things like cigarettes,
A lot.
drink,
A lot.
you
And those
know.
are all temporary reliefs.
Yeah.
Those are all temporary reliefs,
Yeah.
and that's
When
that's
stuff gets too
that's
high, the first thing people do sometimes they run and grab a cigarette,
from
you know.
time to time, it's good, for those of y'all that has friends and family, especially, people that you work around and see that, how everybody's doing. You gotta pretty much, hey, how you doing? I haven't heard you for a while. Just
Right.
just that gesture, you never know. And you see how their response is, guys and girls. And they might be holding something that they want to release, but the reason why they hold it there because two things. They want people won't listen,
Yeah.
or that person won't listen, or
Right.
people might think they're a weirdo, or maybe it's too embarrassed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they hold it in, be a man, hold it in, hold it in. Meantime, you got all this pressure build up. You know what I mean? And then when you finally slap, it gets everybody surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, the stresses of life, a lot of people hold them to their chest. They don't let people know how they feel. And I mean, we're all guilty of it. We all have things that we're dealing with and we don't say anything to anybody. We don't say nothing.
That's the thing. They don't say nothing to anybody, but it's a mental
It
thing.
comes out.
It comes out, but it comes out in the in
It
an
comes out in
unexpected
different
worst
ways.
way.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I believe when somebody's stressed like that and they want to release and they don't know who to talk to, in my opinion, the man upstairs.
Yeah.
The man upstairs is the answer to everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We go through battle in life that we cannot handle,
Mhm.
and we take it on our own. It just proved that just by flesh alone, we cannot fight this fight
Yeah.
because it's a mental thing. It's our mind,
Yeah.
which mind which controls everything. So it's like you know, it's a divine thing where you have to pray. Lord, I got all this. Some people don't pray. Some people are
They
not
don't. A
believers.
lot of people don't. I'm
You know
sure
what I
he
mean?
didn't, this guy,
But
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think
But then when you look
he
at
may
people,
have, but
yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know.
But you got people who are believers, and you see how they are and how they reacting. Like, oh,
Sometimes.
like it's stress over here. But then you go to like you should watch video of people in Africa. Look
Mm,
how happy they are,
yeah.
and they're not.
Well,
They're not
or
lived
go to
it.
Jamaican too. Like, you
Yeah,
go to Jamaica,
look how
they
happy
get
they
really
are.
happy
So
yeah.
sometimes it's the like you said the society that we in and how it teaches and how we work
It you
ourselves and how
literally
it's set up in a way.
it's literally set up in, like, 3 classes. You got
Literally three classes:
rich, middle class, and poor. Or
low, middle, high class.
right, low, middle, high class. And you have these classes, and literally, if you have money, you can figure things out. You can pivot, you can do things.
Money makes
If
a
you
lot of
have
things
privilege,
makes a
it
lot of
makes a
things
lot of
moves.
things easier in life. middle class, you have to earn it. You have to work for it.
Mhm.
You have to push.
Mhm.
And then, and lower class, you sometimes, not all the time, are given things, handouts, this and that, or you could just survive with living a certain type of way,
Which
you know,
some people do.
which some people do.
Some people just rather have the most
Just
minimum.
as long as they can eat and
That's it.
have
Just the
they
minimum.
Nikes or their Jordans, they
Mhm.
cool, they good.
Mhm.
They don't need nothing else. And hey, that's if that makes them happy, then so be it.
There's this thing that this is what's that word I'm looking for? But you imagine you're working in a job, you're trying to come in, you're trying to do this. They tell you to do this, do that, do this, do that. Okay, this person's getting paid. Let's just throw a number out there. $20 an hour to do this. Oh my
Yeah,
God, it's a strenuous job. Oh my God, I can't do it.
yeah,
All right. So now you got a second pay. Okay, this one's paying the same job, but it's 30.
yeah.
You think people's gonna go for the 20 or the 30?
The 30.
So that it'll drive people to do more.
Yeah,
You mentioned earlier that he was getting paid like what,
12.
12? And then he had like not no mind you, this is at work. How is life at home?
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
I know what it feels like because you know doing my job as a mechanic, I was making $15 an hour till I was 34 years old.
That's crazy.
$15 an hour till I was 30, doing the same thing I'm doing now, working on big engines, diesel stuff.
Mhm.
Back then, I was only making $15 an hour.
Mhm.
And I went to my boss and I said, "Hey, I can't even afford healthcare with this. Like,
Mhm.
I need something." So I said, "I don't even care about you putting money in my check. Just put enough in there so I can afford a healthcare."
Mhm.
Like, that's all I asked. And they did that.
Mhm.
But y- advocating for yourself and fighting for yourself, like you have to
You
in
have
this
to.
world.
You
Like
have
I
to.
don't even then
That's that. I agree.
making it,
I
I
agree.
think it came out to like $19 an hour for me to be able to, from 15 to 19, just to be able to afford insurance for, health insurance and dental. And so I said to myself, what else can I do? So I got this other job and they started out at like $27 an hour. And it was mind blowing to me how my life had changed. And in 2 years, 36, in 2 years with that $27 an hour, I was able to buy a house within 2 years. I can't stress enough that the wages in America are piss poor. It's designed for
It's
people
designed
to
that way.
fail. It's designed for people to fail.
Okay, that's what. Okay, see, he nailed it.
It's
It's
designed for
designed for people to
people.
fail. You literally have to push yourself to. It's like a trench where you have to climb out. If you don't climb out, it'll just keep going.
Yeah,
It'll keep taking it. You have to push yourself to drive out. If not, you're gonna just
yeah, yeah.
be in
So
that
like,
situation.
if you have a decent wage and a decent job
Hmm.
in the middle class,
You live a decent
then you
life,
you can live a decent life
decent
as long
life.
as you budget your money correctly
Yeah,
and things like
money
that.
management. Yeah.
But like I said, back to the thing, like the coping mechanism. So like one of my questions to myself that I always ask is, what do you do when your life skill or what your knowledge level or your brain power or whatever you want to call it is middle class. You're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not a brain surgeon, you're not a uh whatever. You're not changing the world.
When you say, "What do you do?" Does that mean you
So
want
like
to elevate your mind to go
no, no,
to?
no, what I do, like say what you do. Like if you're a mechanic, a trashman, a custodian, uh, a teacher. Like teachers are so underpaid, so underpaid.
Very.
They're
Like
literally
they're
what
teaching the
create
future.
teachers literally create the children
Hmm.
and teach the children that are going to shape America, but yet they get paid one of the lower
Hmm.
salaries. You know what I'm saying?
Kids
But like,
make it. They come back and say, "Hey,
right,
Miss
right, yeah.
Murphy, how you doing,
How you
Murphy?"
doing? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what I
But
mean.
like, those are the things that I'm saying. Like, our wages, in those for jobs that are regular jobs are low. They're not. And then on the other end of that, things in life are unattainable, like owning a house. You have to, like they said, like if you look up in the thing, you have to be making 110 to 100, 105 to $110,000 as a single person to be able to afford in the currently 2026. Now probably more, but like that was like what I read before. Like you have to be making at
Yeah.
least that to afford anywhere. And I
But
think
I would say
that's,
that. I would say that. I said that
and even
the new yearly salary is six figures.
you have
Based
to.
on the economy,
You have to.
six
6
figures.
figures. If you're not
You know,
making 6 figures,
when we say six figures, is 100K and up.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
some people think it's like
and like
300K, just 100K and up.
even that, like, even if you're bringing home, like, if your gross is 100K, it's still only, like, you're still spending a lot of that's going to taxes.
Yeah,
So, you're still maybe only bringing home 75 to
75.
80,000,
Single, mind you, this is
single,
single.
right.
But if you have a significant other, y'all combine,
And
y'all wealth, then
even that, maybe,
that,
even that, that's
they it depends,
still.
Their
You
credit
look at the
comes to
average
play too.
house nowadays is 500,000. You're looking at the median is like 500,000, 600,000 for a family home these
Hmm.
days. A townhome, you're looking at 600 grand. A single family home is not the same, or townhomes, and the prices of houses are not in that $300,000 range that they were before. Inflation is real.
Hmm.
It's getting higher.
Yeah,
Looking at gas prices nowadays, they're almost $5, if not over $5. In California, they're over $6 a gallon. What does that get you? If gas prices were $6,
unbelievable.
if gas price, I drive a 4Runner. Like if if I was to have $6 a gallon, I would not make it to work but 2, 3 days.
I know a friend of mine
That's it.
that
Straight up.
traded her car
Yeah.
to buy electric
I
car,
have to invest in boots.
electric car.
Electric car. Yeah, I like electric
If
cars.
not, if some people are not electric cars,
That's
so
gonna
they
be
go
another,
hybrid.
and that's gonna be another episode. That's gonna be another
Yeah,
episode.
stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. But yeah. So what do you do when, like, what pressures come that financial level from that financial level? Like, if you're not making money to if you're not making enough money to, like, well, if you're not privileged, then you're making money enough to feed your family. You're making enough to go, try and make vacations, and you're trying to make enough to do your hobbies and things like that, which are all very expensive. And like I said, if you don't have a coping mechanism, these pressures in just daily life, just the sheer bills, the things that you have to deal with in life here, it's not easy. And nobody, there's a lot of people like myself, we're on our own. We don't have no help. There's nobody to turn to. I have, parents. No, I don't have any. So you're just not going to turn around and go, hey,
No, you're grown.
mom,
You're grown. You're grown.
mom, dad. Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah,
Mom,
yeah.
dad. Hey, listen, I need to borrow some money. No, it's not happening. You
No,
have
no.
to make choices that are going to last you
Yeah.
and going to do things like that.
Especially in
Now,
this
I
day
don't
and
know
age.
what the Sky King, I don't know what his his mental state was as far as doing things in life, like what his goals were and what he was trying to obtain. I know he wanted a better position in the company that he was in, and they denied him even when he went back and got college education.
Imagine if he did get that position, would there be a Sky King today?
Probably not. Probably not.
It's unfortunate, ain't it?
Yeah.
Like
No.
people don't snap just like that mentally. It's a buildup.
Yeah, it is a buildup. Most of the time, it's a buildup.
Road rage was never a thing years ago. Here and
It's
there.
always, it was
No,
there. It
here
was
and
always
there.
there, but it wasn't as prevalent.
Yeah, now it is.
Now it's like
So
every other
everybody's like,
cars.
every
Because again, it's because of the stresses
stress.
the stresses that people are going through. Road rage is directly related to the stresses that people have at work.
Exactly. Coming next day, waking up.
Money,
School
money,
violence.
the kid, Christmas. That's one of the most stressful times in this country,
Which one?
because Christmas, because you can't afford presents for your kids. You
That is
can't
true.
afford presents. You
Well,
can't
now,
afford
there's other means of
these
affording
kids
it
want a
now.
video game that costs one of your paychecks. They want a video game system that costs one of your paycheck.
You know what's
And you're
crazy?
mad. You're like, yo. And then they want a game to go with it. And the game is another $100.
It's
Crazy work.
It is crazy. It's crazy work. Let me tell you, one thing I realized, when things get expensive and systematically, they'll find another way to counter it so that people can still buy. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's not gonna be a stall out. You gotta
No,
keep the
no,
flow going.
I have found
Imagine the whole country protest for one day. How much would the country
I
lose?
thought about that. I thought about that, but like
You know what I mean?
that's the thing. Nobody that never happens. No matter
Never,
how
right?
listen,
Never
no
say
matter
never.
listen, during COVID, man, the price of pickup trucks tripled. They were selling cars for double and triple the price. And you know what? Guess what happened? People still bought them.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's a highway robbery.
People were buying houses in COVID that were double and triple the price. My house,
Highway robbery.
my house tripled and doubled in price. And during during COVID, people's houses, people were still buying. Americans were still middle class was still finding a way
It's all
to
about credit
finance it.
approval.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it.
but you
It comes
life
down to
doesn't
credit.
stop. You
You
can't just stop
you can't just stop.
because the world because the powers that be have messed things up so bad that
Credit approval. Everything's on credit.
right. And
Big
yeah, they
big
said the credit debt is the highest
it's
it's
the
ever been.
highest. But
It's
then
the
you got
highest.
other countries don't even have credit.
I know. It's weird. It's weird.
It's a weird system.
The system is designed for you to get stuck in and to viciously cycle. It really is. It really is. I don't care how you look at it. It's you're
I know
stuck
I
in
know
a
people that
cycle where
travel. I know people that travel and they said they will visit other countries
yeah,
and let's say, a week vacation, 2 weeks vacation,
yeah,
and they like it so much out there because life is different. They don't want to come back.
yeah. But you look at this. You look at a house you look at a house here. Houses are $500,000. Like most people don't have that kind of money.
You look at
Okay.
the house. Does it look $500,000 to you?
Well, even that. I'm just saying, like, all right, between a car, so like a car, the average car is like what,
40K,
45,
40, 35,
40,
40, depending on what kind of
35,
yeah.
40K, you know what I'm saying? So add that on top of a house.
Economy standard car, yeah.
Yeah. And add that on top of a house, which is anywhere from 450 up to 700,000.
Mhm.
Okay. And then on top of that, you add like people don't pay attention, like at like the interest rates on, on the car that
Mhm.
you can literally double the price of your car if you don't pay it off. If you pay the loan, the whole, 7 years, they have loans out to like almost 10 years now, I think. And it's so much, and it's
There's a
so
reason for
cra
you
because
know
you
why.
can't afford them. You
Exactly.
can't afford a
Exactly.
car.
The longer the year loan, the lower
Costs
the
your
pay
life.
rate.
A car costs your life nowadays. A car costs your life. A house costs your life. You cannot afford things in America without taking
30-year home payment should that shouldn't even be a
in the middle class. In the middle class, you cannot in the middle class. And it's even worse in the lower class.
yes.
It's even
Yes.
worse.
Yes.
And then
I would say
they
10
mock
years,
us.
10,
They
15 years.
laugh. People laugh at like, oh, people in the world, they don't, you need to do away with, subsidies and all these things. Because if you have the money, you can say these things. But when you don't have the money, it
It
it's
changes the
not the picture.
dynamics.
Yes, the dynamic, the context is completely
You
flipped.
can move different, you can act different, you can buy whatever.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I can always look down at people and say, hey, why is he down there
Yeah.
doing that? But if I stand in his shoes and look up, I'm like, why, how does he afford all that? You know what I mean? And
Mm.
what does he do? And what does he know? You know, I
You know
feel
what?
like,
A rich man can be rich on the outside, but broken on the inside.
yeah,
But you won't be able to see it because you see his wealth.
yeah.
A man could be broken on the inside,
Or
on the
happy,
outside.
happy on the outside,
Yeah, but he's happy on the
but
outside.
be poor.
But yeah, be
You know,
poor, but he's
yeah,
still happy.
yeah,
So it's all about how you live life and
yeah.
how
Yeah, that's what what was it? What's the name said? What was the guy? No,
you're talking about.
the who he had that quote. He was like, they asked him if he was rich, and he's like rich. He's like, yeah. He's like rich. He's like, you think the money? You think it's the money that makes you rich? He's like, nah, it's not the money.
Mm.
He's like, he was a Jamaican singer.
Oh, about money?
Yeah, and yeah. He's like rich. He's like rich. That's it. He's rich is. He's like that's not what I have. That's not riches isn't that.
Yeah, money come and goes.
Yeah,
You could have it and lose it
yeah.
real quick.
You don't. Money
But what you have within
money
is
doesn't go to
forever.
the grave with you.
Yeah, yeah. But what you have in and with you is forever.
So on to the other thing. So coping mechanism.
Hmm.
I feel like America does not have enough. coping mechanisms. We have things that we do. We have hobbies. We fish, we golf, we drive race cars. We one of the biggest coping mechanisms and is thing, and then we have some evil ones too, but we have is sports. We watch basketball, we watch football,
America's
we watch
big on sports.
yes, but we also have vices that are coping mechanisms.
Hmm.
Smoking, gambling, you know,
Right.
um, those things are also coping mechanisms, but they also are hurtful.
Very,
Drinking,
very.
you know,
It's all about, it's self-control.
yeah,
You have self-control,
but
you keep those,
but
you got options out there, but you
self
wanna
control is what not what you're thinking about when you're hurting inside.
no, no.
When you're hurting inside and you want the pain to go away, or you want the thought to go away,
Think about it.
you do the things that provide the dopamine that you need to get rid of those feelings, which gambling provides a huge amount of dopamine because it's exciting. Gambling and watching sports, dopamine. It gives off huge amounts of dopamine because you're watching, you get excited, your team's about to win or they're losing. It creates a whole lot of escape. Let's say virtual reality. People like talking about being in virtual, the meta world and metaverse and all this stuff. People are looking for ways to get out of reality
Mhm.
because reality sucks. It
It
really
does.
does. It
Think I
really
mean,
does. Coping mechanisms is huge. And when you don't have coping mechanisms, you end up doing things like what the Sky King
what
did,
stacking
which is
does.
taking a plane and flying it into an island because you physically stare at a wall and you say, I can't get around this. I don't know how to get around this. And there's nothing I can do right now to alleviate the pain that I can't get through this wall.
If you was hurt on the outside of your body, would people ask you, "Hey, what's wrong or what happened?"
Yeah,
Why?
because it's visible.
There you go.
You know,
If you was hurt on the inside of your body, can
people don't
people somewhat tell?
sometimes if they're sensitive to it.
Now, people will see you hurt in your mind. Can they tell? But you're like regular and
They
normal?
can, but do people help with that kind of stuff? Sometimes no.
Okay.
I know people like sometimes pick up on it.
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes it's not. Some people show no evidence
Yeah.
of the destruction that's going on in their mind.
So the
If they
phys
just show up one day and, you know, do something horrible.
yeah. Physical injury, that could be treated, restored, heals up.
Yeah.
Internal injury or, hurt on the inside could be treated too, or what you intake,
Yeah.
so. But when
But
it comes to
people
when
try
it
to
comes
cover that up with like pills and
with
stuff.
pills and all that, all,
And they come up with names for that.
medicine or,
Yeah.
wherever you suit is
Yeah.
best, grandma's medicine or whatever.
Yeah.
And but then you got the mind, you know. The mind is more is what connects to the body. So the mind is what connects to like thoughts that come in. So it's like you got like, unseen things. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
So with the mental thing, you have to go to, in my opinion, if that was the case, there should be praying, like praying to the Heavenly Father to take away the stuff that you can't control.
Yeah.
Because the mental thing is you can't control it
Yeah.
because it's physical.
Yeah.
Physical because it's physical.
And
You can handle it.
don't confuse what we're saying is that like praying to God
Yeah.
is a coping mechanism.
No.
That's not
Yeah.
what we're saying.
No.
It's not a
No.
coping mechanism
No.
at all.
It's an option.
It's not
It's one. It's an idea. You never know.
it's not an idea.
No. Listen, it's different for everybody. It's different for
I mean,
everybody.
to some people it may be an
Some people
idea,
like
but
some people have like a
I
belief.
think it's a resolve. It's something that you believe in
You ever hear?
that you take as as a truth, and because of that, you use that truth to uh, alleviate the crisis that are going on in your life.
You ever?
And for all intents and purposes,
Hmm.
I have seen it work in my life,
Hmm.
and people have seen it work in their lives.
Hmm.
So it's not a coping mechanism per
Hmm.
se. It's not that's not what we're putting it as. But people often turn to God for
Spiritual guidance.
guidance
Yeah, spiritual guidance.
and uplifting and bringing them. And that's why you like the episode we talked about going to church, that you go there to be made whole. You
Yeah.
go there to get rejuvenated.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
there to get bring yourself
Okay.
back, because
Coping
life
wouldn't be the term, but
is
I see what you're saying.
yeah.
But when it comes to like this is guy on I forgot what podcast he was on. You guys probably know him. He's a former I believe Marine guy, and he was a sniper, black guy with dreads. And he was saying that he had mental problems.
Mhm.
But he was his mind was he recovered from it. And when they asked him, how'd you recover from that? Because he's saying that his guys, some of the guys, they couldn't get back into society. It
Yeah.
was a mental thing.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said what got him back into his right mind was praying,
Yeah.
and he mentioned Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And so it's different for everybody. It's different for
But
everybody
I
and what you're
agree.
searching
This
for.
country was founded upon,
Yeah.
uh, God being the forefront,
Forefront. Yeah.
but we have gotten away from that,
Yeah. As
and
we can all see that. We
people,
can
like,
all see that. Yeah.
worship themselves, and
Hmm.
people worship items, and people worship things,
Pride and out.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
they put money has become the idol for most of
Yeah.
this
Pride, money,
most of
and
well,
everything,
money is the
jealousy,
root of everything here.
everything.
Money's the root of
It's all
all of
bad
our
stuff.
problems, and a lot of the things that money can buy or money fixes and this and that and the other. Simply saying money doesn't solve your problems. It it, it does, because if you have money, then your problems are solved. If you
It
don't
solves
have
the
money,
problem,
then
but not it don't
it
fix
just depends.
everything.
It just depends on
The
your mental
situation.
state
Yeah.
when you have that money. Like, some people spend the money because that's a coping money.
Diddy got money, but look where he's at.
Yeah, that's a coping mechanism. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
money becomes a coping
Yeah.
mechanism for a destructive life. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's all perspective.
Yeah. It's all
Yeah.
perspective, you know what I mean?
Um,
But yeah.
but yeah, like, you figure the middle class way we struggle. You have to you want to start a business, you have to put your house up collateral. Somebody who's got money, they're putting out 200 grand just
Mhm.
easy, or 300 grand just as easy, and then people who are low class, they don't even be thinking about it. Like,
Mhm.
I don't even know what to do with this. Like, I don't. There's no hopes
Low
of
class people
ever.
they start where they at.
Yeah, there's
They'll
no
start
hopes
from
of ever
scratch.
be.
Put a table and
Yeah,
then put a big
there's like,
sign
we're here.
and
This
then
is it.
start that way.
We'll
You
make
make
it
money.
comfortable. Yeah,
Yeah, you can go from a table to like
but I feel like the mental health in America has shown itself in many forms.
different ways, which is bad. It's like
You got school shootings.
school shooting is
You
getting
got
bad.
suicide.
Suicide's in bad.
Obviously the Sky King thing. Um, I think that you look on TikTok, there are
TikTok
so many broken people
people,
on
and
TikTok.
they go on social media.
Just go on
They
social
go on
media
social media and tell you
and
and tell their
trying to
problems.
they tell
What is
not
that
even just
saying?
telling their problems. They are going on social media looking for attention, and they don't care how they get it. These women on
They
TikTok,
want the likes.
they want to be
How is it at
loved
home?
just to alleviate whatever is going on at home.
There's a big problem here.
Um, we just had that recent stabbing, just
Oh yeah, in Tacoma.
Washington. Yes,
Yeah, Washington State.
mental
Mental.
health. It's prevalent everywhere.
It's not good.
It's everywhere. School shootings, all of these things.
I don't know.
And then
In my
it's like,
opinion, I just
how do
think
we
we just
fix it? How do we fix? Is
leaders.
is
What are the leaders doing?
well, they're not praying.
You know what I mean? That's where I was gonna go. What are
Not
the leaders
praying.
doing?
They're not
It's a
praying, I
country,
tell
so
you
what are
that.
the leaders doing?
The leaders, as the people, I feel like the leaders are the people that are causing most of the
For the people that
mental
pray,
health
we need the
problems.
people to pray for the country and for every single
That's true.
uh citizen in this country.
Yeah.
Everybody is loved. Some people don't say it. Other people show it by actions. But everybody is loved. People don't feel loved or
You
appreciated in certain ways.
do check-ins. Check on your brother, check on your
Major.
sister, check on your cousins, check on your people, check on them, see how they're, give them a phone call, talk to them, see how they doing, and be genuine.
Relationship
Like, I feel like that
is big.
I feel like that has, even
Check
for
what? Check
myself. Listen,
you know checking up on?
yeah, well, yeah, even for myself,
Mhm.
like I feel like life you get busy
Mhm.
because there's just so much to take care of in your own life that you don't have time to check on people.
Yeah.
You don't have time
Yeah.
to check and see if other people are okay. You don't have time to see if people are healthy, if they feel okay. You don't have time to see if they are mentally stable. So
Mhm.
you just sit there and you say, next thing you know, they're snapping out and you're like, what just happened?
Mhm.
But
You just gotta be aware. You gotta be aware. People are so
right,
lost, like not lost, but distracted by everything that what's more important. They don't see it
right. So
until they snap in front of me. Wait, what was that? What happened? You just talked to me.
right,
And and then as you watch, you're like, oh my God, I should have seen that a long time ago, but I missed it because I was doing that.
right.
And that generalized for
That's
everything.
exactly what happened on the Sky King
You know
show.
what I mean? It was like
They
happened for
had no
everything.
idea. They had no idea
There had to be
what was
signs
going on
though.
there.
Yeah, there had to be signs.
He whatever it was, he hit it very well from his
Yeah.
experience.
If
They didn't
we don't
recognize,
know, but
and
based on
I think they were more upset at the fact that they didn't see anything than actually. I think they were more, and I know that people do that. People beat themselves up about things, and I think that they literally beat themselves up over the fact that they did not see any signs.
yeah,
And
to this
that's what,
day, especially now,
and
it's gonna
this
get that all attention.
right. And I don't think that, and I think that that's what people do. They hide those emotions, those deep, dark emotions. They hide them because it is frowned upon in America to have feelings of depression. It's frowned upon to have anxiety. It's frowned upon to have all these things, even though these things are prevalent and are, and everybody's different. Like I can go out and 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 uh and drive a car and back and forth, and I feel no issue. I don't care if people cut me off. I don't care. I'm like, okay. And there's other people get cut off and they want to destroy that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you're leaving and they're following you.
Yeah, and people have
Wow.
levels.
The following part is
People have
crazy.
levels to their,
Yeah, level.
to our things.
You don't know what everybody's thinking, but
But yeah, in conclusion with this, mental health is a serious issue. Do your check-ins, check on your family, check on your peoples, make sure that your people are okay. And
any broken bonds or relationships, try to reconnect that.
try.
Try it because
I mean, you
too
could try.
many people are like,
Sometimes
oh, I
that's
want to
that
have
stuff.
a relationship
Sometimes
with
that
my.
stuff actually is actually worse.
It's
But
different for everybody, but at least you made the call.
yeah,
At least, so that's something.
Yeah.
Making the call is something.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. But I feel like that we don't do enough check-ins. We don't do enough mental health check-ins.
Yeah.
We don't do enough of checking in with our sister and brothers and
Yeah.
cousins and families and mothers.
And when I say making
sisters.
the call, I'm talking about giving them a phone call.
But we definitely need more prayer in this.
Definitely need prayer.
In this life. We definitely need
Definitely need prayer.
more of God in this country as
For
it
sure,
was
for
founded
sure.
upon. I feel like we have gotten away from that, and I feel like just having it, even if you're not religious, but you believe in a higher power.
Yeah.
I feel like
A lot of
that
people
can
are not religious,
correct.
but they do believe
in the higher
power,
right.
but
And
they
exactly.
don't live it. But it's like they feel it,
Yes,
but they
so-
don't do it.
And
You
I
know what I mean?
think
So
expand on that,
yeah.
and it's still say, hey, listen, whoever you are out there, higher power or not, help us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Just
Pray for the country. Like you don't need to go on online if some of y'all are influencers in any way, but as you know, for those of you that pray, just pray for the whole country, and then you never know, you might just a shift might happen. But this mental stuff is more than physical. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I believe it's a spiritual thing.
Yes, it's
You know
definitely
what I mean? The
spiritual
mental thing is a
matter,
spiritual thing. So where it's
Yeah.
like negative energy and dark forces but
sure.
prayer with the angels coming, fight in the spirit
Yeah.
and nuke that, and
They
the
were
next thing you
saying
know, all of
that
a sudden,
like that's what's going on in this world. Like
Yeah.
a lot of that.
yeah, and then watch people be made new. They're like, wait, what happened? I thought, hey, I had a dream, or I had a vision, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of those videos going on right now, but
Yeah.
it doesn't get that attention, but it's there. It's there.
So
But,
like you said, check in on your peoples.
yeah,
Just do your family a favor and be around them. Talk.
yeah, family, friends,
Yeah.
make sure they're
Be a
all right.
voice. Yeah.
Stay
So-
positive.
That's it. So that's it for this episode. We are Echoes of the Opinionated. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, that's our
YouTube.
host site, or YouTube. We have some stuff on TikTok. Just check us out. Give us a comment. Leave us some comments. Follow us. And Until next time, I'm your host, Eric D.
Big Web.
Big
Y'all take
Web.
care.
And we
Stay
are out.
blessed, y'all.
Yep. Peace.
Peace.